Never easy, obviously, for a coach to get let go. Can you talk a little bit about what you saw from this defense, especially the last couple of weeks that led to the defensive coordinator having to be let go?
It is. First of all, it's very difficult. This profession, I've always said that we choose it. And so long hours, long times, hard life, we did choose it. And so that's part of the game. So I've never been part of like, man, you really got to feel sorry for us on these cases. But it's always tough for any time that someone is let go, because that's a parent, that's that's a lot of things going on with that. Defensively, obviously, the things that probably stood out the most was that there's not enough, I use the term knockback, and so up front, enough disruption. Sometimes when you have to be so perfect and call everything so good and everything's, we got to fit this exactly right, where you see the great linebackers play, because a lot of times if you're a 3 technique or a 0 nose and you get reached but you get great knockback, the linebacker overlaps it and he runs it down. But the disruption up front and the disruption at defensive end on those spots also make a big difference. And so probably the lack of disruption was the thing that stood out the most. That allows linebackers to run. That allows different things to happen in the back end. So that was probably the number one missing element that I saw from the defense.
You bring up a great point, because I've had a lot of discussion with friends, family, former teammates. It's like Nebraska's got to get more athletic. I agree. There's some spots they need to get more speed, but I felt like at times as defense, they weren't allowed to play fast. It kind of seemed like they were a half step slow because they were trying to be so perfect. How, as a coordinator, if you're trying to get your guys over that hump, how can you let them play a little more free, knowing, because you teach perfect, right? As you
always,
the aim small, miss small type of thing. But to me, at times, they seem to be too perfect, which allowed them to play a little too slow, which gave them that crease because not enough knockback. But how do you get your players just to let loose and play free when you're trying to be so perfect?
Usually it's less. Yeah. Sometimes you have a big Rolodex in your call sheet. Then all of a sudden, what happened there? 3 technique got reached. What happened on this? This is what happened. All these different things come up. Usually a smaller Rolodex to let them play, and then really have a feel for it. This is going to be our, in the big picture, when it's third down defense, they should already know what you're going to signal in. Like we know what blitz is coming first. We know what bluff we're going to show. We have these looks. Same thing on control downs, which is P and 10s, first and 10s. Those downs that you're controlling the play. What can make me play the fastest, and what calls are the ones that we know we can execute the best? And so it's what do they feel the most comfortable with? That's always a problem. Like I said, we drop things on Thursdays or Fridays that they're not able to handle, because you don't want to put them in those spots. And so there's certain things that guys can just do and make sure that those guys are in that spot. It's kind of like touches in offense in a way like that. Make sure we get touches to this certain player. Like offense did a really good job. Emmett was their best player, so he got the ball a lot. Defense is the same type of mentality of what can I call that all 11 feel really good about the call to make them, hey, let's go play fast and let's go.
You've done it on all angles, but in particular the secondary, we focus a lot, and I like the whole knockback thing too. Just the lack of violence and constricting holes, I think, was a big deal. But marrying secondary coverage and run fits with how your front wants to play is critical. How long do you think it takes for the trust to happen, or what has to happen for the trust to happen? So second level knows, okay, he's a weak side A gap run fitter. I'm fitting, I'm weak side B, and then safeties and alley runners can fit off of that. Like, they just seem to be a little disjointed, whether they wanted to fit out of quarters or whether they wanted to fit out of 2, or corners were always in like run conflict. What's that progression look like for you to trust to fit out of the third level?
Yeah, it's a big part of it. Every call you would make has to match up with immediately with, and there'd be a lot of communication, which Jay would know. There's a lot of, we used to use the term "I'm here" calls, different calls to allow backers know that I've got a safety coming down. The one thing that a few years ago back when I was in a unique situation and taking over late, there was a lot of drop down safeties, and so the change I made was we didn't drop down anymore. We lined up down. And so that way you
just played with 8 in the box.
Just did, you know what, we're just going to put 8 down here instead of trying to be having them worried on the other side whether or not, is that a 2 high look? Is they're getting quarters, but now it's going to be a 1 high look? I go, how about if we just line up in a 1 high look and get down and let them play fast? And that usually, when you have the feel of a linebacker, that you can feel the safety right next to you, or you can feel the other person next to you, that makes a huge difference. So that's a way to simplify things also, is to say, let's just get lined up in our best exact spot with what we can do.
How hard is that, though, as a coordinator to set your ego aside? Because as you guys are so smart and you know so much, and you'd like to be able to do complicated things. You want to be able to say, I know a lot, and be able to teach and coach a lot. But to kind of set that aside and say, hey, I got to put my guys in the best position to win on every down. Just the difficulties of kind of putting your ego and what you know aside to set your players up to win on every down.
You have to, and that happened the most, Jay, probably in the good teams I was on or was on defensive staffs that were great, was to figure it out in the meeting room. Because sometimes there'd be things like to you just seem so simple and and all of a sudden you would see in their eyes, and all of a sudden you see them asking questions. If you have a good relationship and those guys are going to have to ask questions, after a while that's when it hits you. This is not laid up for them the way it should be, how it should be to have it set. And so that's why you have a lot of simple things, and an idea would be a lot of blitzes will happen. You'll see BTF, blitz the formation, or blitz the back, which means we're going to attack either the formation for protection or we're going to attack the back. And then it would always be, if they move the back, which we use the term Xerox, if they move the back, we would switch the blitz. That created a lot of conflict. So then we got to the point, if they flip the back, just keep the same blitz, because we're going to make, all of a sudden we're running into each, and that's when you're as a coach, you were like, no, just flip it. Now it's a loo call, and everyone's the opposite way. Then all of a sudden, two guys run into each other. That's, as a coach, you got to be able to put that aside and say, okay, this happened. How do we attack it the best, and how can we leave it on? Because if you execute a bad plan well, you'll still succeed.
You talked a lot about
Be
defense.
wrong together.
I want to talk a little bit about special teams, something you know a lot about as well. What did Mike Eckler do? I know you had the Barney fumble, and maybe the punting wasn't great, but the coverage teams were much better than they've been the last few years. What did he do as a special teams coordinator to get that turned around?
Not being in the building, not sure, but I would just imagine that it was probably a lot more individual. I know I was a huge individual, whole part whole of, you have to do individual work in your special team section every single time. That was a big part of it. You know, when I was a special team coordinator here, my middle time here, you know, Jay was there with me during that time, and that was individual was part of it. So I would imagine he did a great job there. The next thing you have to do in special teams is that, so you bring kids on a recruiting trip, and they have all these things laid out for them. We have a chance, you can play, here's our plan we're going to do for you on defense. Here's how we're going to develop you. Here's what we're going to do academically. We're going to prepare you for the NFL. What a great deal. And then you ask them like that. Also, you're excited about being the left guard on the punt team, right? Right. And that's not there. And so you have to get guys convinced to be able to be excited about being the left guard on the punt team. You have to be able to get a bunch of wide receivers that want touches to cover punts. You want to get them on kickoff. All those different things of how to engage your unit. But you can't just you have to be tied into those, and you have to make it a big deal. And so that was, I would imagine that's what he did well, was he was able to get the football community from within on his side. And he had, like I said, you have to have culture, your best players have to be your hardest workers. And so I'd imagine that's what he did, is he got great players in good spots, and he got the culture for it, that it was a big deal. I mean, I know it, because it should be embarrassing if you're not starting on the punt team. That's what Urban Meyer taught me right away, is invite only. And we changed that when Mickey took over here, and the punt team ate first at dinner. And so you want to be on the elite, you better be on the punt team. If you're not, don't come talk to me.
Go ahead, DB.
How would you handle rigor, right? With today's college game, it's a lot of space, a lot of pace. The game has evolved. How would you handle rigor to be as physical as you think we need to be to play in this conference?
Well, obviously, there's a certain thing with it. Charlie McBride taught me, obviously, just his birthday the other day, I had a chance to talk to him, but Charlie taught me you only have so many train wrecks in you. And so you can't just beat people up either. You got to have guys ready to go to play on Saturday. And so you have to have your reps count. So during the week, it's so important that the quality of great reps and that are full speed reps, especially O-line, D-line, to have enough contact and enough to have that feel for what it's like to put hands on people. Because those O-line, D-linemen, they're different. They're putting hands on people every play, and it's hard. And so you want to be able to say, how can we get these guys set up with enough quality reps? And I know at LSU with that Ogeron, it was real simple. It was when he called inside run, it was like horns went off and your head exploded. And there was going to be 16 plays of inside run, good on good, and that's where it was going to be. And he would yell out every time like that, offense 5, defense 4, whatever the number was, and away we go. So that's how you got your quality reps during that time.